I am afraid that too many times we have put so much focus on teaching you to be good seed that we haven't taught you the power of good soil.
If you take an oak tree seed and you put it in a 2-foot pot, that seed will never become the oak tree that oak trees are capable of becoming. Now check this out. Ain't nothing wrong with the seed. The seed just fell prey to the environment.
The seed will only grow when it is planted in something bigger than itself. Look at you and look at your environment. Have you been positioned to flourish?
You are a seed from God. Don't you allow your environment to dictate the oak tree that you become. Take your seed, take your gift. Get away from these people that's in your life that ain't doing nothing. Get away from them. Get away from them. I had to do it.
Make a list of who you communicate with most and ask yourself the question, what kind of person am I becoming because of this relationship? Do they encourage me to develop my greatness? You want to align yourself with people who think like you, people who dream like you.
My vision board is so vast now, if I showed you what was on it, you wouldn't even believe it. Because I dream so big, I want so big, because the God I serve is big.
Everybody has a need for achievement, to get somewhere in life, to be better. And in order to move forward, you must be motivated, inspired, ambitious. Now, ambition does not mean being greedy. It does not mean being selfish. Ambition is not hoping you can win at the expense of others. Do you suppose Judas was ambitious? Was Judas successful because he had all that money? Was Judas happy when it was all over with? No. What Judas became in the pursuit of his fortune caused him to end his own life. Ambition is not greed. Ambition is an eager desire to achieve. Now, desire does not always translate into ambition. Desire is what you want for yourself. Ambition is how you get there. Desire might say, I want the tallest building in town. The destructive side of desire might urge you to tear all of the other buildings down. And pretty soon you're no longer known as a builder. You're known as a destroyer. Now, the second way to have the tallest building in town is to see it and plan it. Work on it. Go through all of the steps to get there. Have the ambition to be the owner of the tallest building in town. If you really want it, your ambition will lead you there. I'm sure you have dreams of accomplishing great things. Are you ambitious enough to realize these dreams? Are they vivid enough to see the end result now? What are your reasons for creating these dreams? I bet if you did a little soul searching, you could come up with a fairly strong list. Why is it so important to achieve these dreams? What are you trying to express? There are personal reasons. Some people do well because of the way it makes them feel. They love the feeling of being a winner. Family is another reason, a motivator for doing well, and that's a powerful reason. How fortunate are the people who find themselves greatly affected by someone else? It's powerful. What has you inspired? What are your reasons for doing well? Think about it. As human beings, we can't help but be interested in our own self-preservation, interested in our development, interested in our success. But here's the clue. Self-interest must be enlightened as to what truly serves us best. Self-interest is willing to be benefited by service to others. Self-interest at the expense of others starts to be greed, hoping you go up as someone goes down, hoping to attain while someone else loses, wishing to benefit at the expense of others. Enlightened self-interest wishes to benefit at the service of others. Enlightened self-interest leads to wealth. Somebody says, well, I can't be concerned about other people. I have to pay attention to myself. Somebody says I can't be concerned about other people's bills. I've got enough worries trying to pay my own. Well, then you'll have to worry about them for the rest of your life. Don't keep your attention on yourself if you want your life to work out well. Turn your attention to others. If you wish to receive, you must give. Some people say, if you give, it's gone. No, no. If you're stupid, yes, it's gone. But if you're enlightened, chances are, if you give, you've invested. We expect it to return multiplied, greater. My father taught me way back, son, always do more than what you get paid for. Why? To make an investment in my future. And it's paid off for me. You've got to do more in your current position, so you stand out from everybody else. All of us have found ways to make a living. What got interesting for me early on was to figure out ways to make a fortune. People will do things you cannot believe for people who give them good service. Always do more than you get paid for. Next, life responds to deserve, not need. Life was not designed to give us what we need. Life was designed to give us what we deserve. The ancient law does not go like this. If you need, you will reap. The ancient law goes like this. If you plant, you will reap. Somebody says, well, I really need to reap. Well, then you really need to plant. You can't go to the soil and say, I need a crop. And here's what the soil says. Don't bring me your need, bring me some seed. Bring me some effort. Bring me some discipline. You've got to come with willingness. You've got to come with skills. Willing to stand up to the bad weather. Willing to nurture. That's the only way you get a return. Now here's another one. If you want to find, you must search. In order to find, you must search. You must go to the seminar. You must go to the library. If you search, you will find. You'll find ideas. You'll find inspiration. You'll find hope. Giving so that you will receive. Searching so that you will find. Making sure that everybody wins all the way around. You must decide to act. You must have the discipline to act. All disciplines affect each other. Don't be naive and say, this doesn't matter. Of course it matters. It all matters. If you'd rather sleep in than go for a walk around the neighborhood, if you'd rather spend your money instead of saving it, if you'd rather work late every night instead of going home and spending time with your family, it will matter. It all matters. So be disciplined. Do all that it takes to get the job done. Get your health back. Get your bank account where it's supposed to be. When you set up the disciplines that give your life structure, miracles can happen.
Do we dare to dream? What is a dream? Do you dare to dream when others say it's impossible? Do you dare to dream when others live in doubt and despair? Jesus Christ, the author and the finisher of our faith, said all things, say that with me, all things are possible to them who believe. Believe that God will do what He said He will do. Our God is able to overcome the limitations that others have placed on you. Whatever forecast they stated for your future, God can cancel it in a second if you'll put your faith in Him. Our God is able to overcome the pain of your past and heal the wounds of yesterday. Our God is able to give you strength for today and fill you with hope for tomorrow. Our God is able to take all things, the good, the bad, the pleasant, the unpleasant, and work them together for your good. But what you have to do is believe. Believe that the dream that He placed in your heart is a glimpse of your destiny. And then press on. Endure hardness. God will not fail you. God will give you the desires of your heart. You just have to trust in Him and know that He didn't bring you this far to let you down. And if God has you in one hand and your destiny in the other, I assure you, your dream will come true.
Dreams Consider the power of a dream. Our dreams are the golden ladder by which we climb to heavenly places. Dreams are the mountain peaks of vision that we climb and look over into the promised land that God has given us. Dreams are the lanterns by whose light we pass safely through the darkest valley. Dreams are the inner flame in your soul that gives you the strength in the day of adversity to fight through the darkness until the dream comes true. All great things are born in a dream. Art, books, music, sermons, buildings, skyscrapers, corporate empires. Beethoven used to wander in the woods to get his music. In the theater of his mind, he heard great symphonies of sound that blessed the world. James Watt invented the steam engine, and he cranked it up. He shouted to his friends, "You see it today with your natural eye, but years ago I saw it in my mind's eye." Dreams are the stuff that life is made of. Walt Disney said, "If you can dream it, you can do it."
And I hope and pray that you have a dream for your life. Not having any kind of goals or any kind of dreams for your life is kind of a boring, dull way to live. Don't ever stop dreaming, no matter how old you are. Don't stop dreaming. You're not too young to dream. You're not too old to dream. And even if you've got some shattered dreams in your life, I want to encourage you to dream again.
Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it. Don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It may take you twice as long. You may have to take courses and classes. You might not read as fast. You might not move as quick. You might not have as much, but don't you quit.
Sometimes it's best that you just keep your dreams to yourself. Because your dream is about you. It is God's divine way of giving you a glimpse of your destiny. It was God's way of saying to Joseph, "One day I'm going to exalt you and you're going to rule. And all of the nations are going to bow before you." That was Joseph's destiny. That was the dream that God planted in his heart. In order for that dream to become a reality, Joseph had to endure. He endured misery and pain and a season of hell on earth that would be difficult to describe. But all that he went through, he was able to walk through, because before it ever began, God gave him a glimpse of what was to come. And he walked down that long road believing that if God be for him, who can be against him? Child of God, I believe that he is no respecter of persons. If God had a dream for Jacob and God had a dream for Joseph, then God has a dream for you.
The devil's job, he got one mission, is to make you think you ain't gonna make it. The devil wants to keep you from your destiny. That's his one job. Satan got one job, to keep you from your destiny. The devil don't ever want you to be what God created you to be. If you've been dreaming of opening that business, you should start the process. Don't try to figure out how to make the business make $1 million. Just start the process. See, if you make one step, he'll make two. But he can't make his two unless you make your one. And don't worry about where you're going with it. Just get started. He'll show you the way to go, because he wants you to get to your destiny. But he got to make sure that you want to get to your destiny first. If you tell him you want to get to your destiny, that God you serve, he going to show you how to do it. You can believe that. Don't forget to pray. Don't be ashamed to pray. And don't ever be too proud to pray, because prayer changes things.
Why is it that sometimes people's dreams don't come true? You know, the devil's always trying to dig some kind of a pit for us and trying to pitch us in it, whether it's a pit of depression, a pit of discouragement, a pit of poverty, a pit of sickness and disease. He always wants us to be somewhere besides on top where God wants us to be. It's kind of hard, you know, when you're having to wait longer than you thought you would, and things are a lot harder than you thought they would be. And it seems to be costing you more in your life than what you ever think that you can bear. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. But the people who refuse to quit, the people who won't give up, I can tell you, I promise you, if you won't quit and you won't give up, you will make it to the finish line. You will make it to the finish line.
But it goes without saying that life can push you through seasons where it becomes difficult to dream. Is it right to hope for a better tomorrow? Is it fair to believe that there's a brighter day ahead? This mindset is something that is contrary to what the Word of God tells us we are to believe for and believe in. We may indeed be in a world that is spinning in absolute financial, cultural, and global chaos. But the Bible tells us that we are in this world, we are not of it. We have been told that greater is He who is in us than he who is in the world. We are told that even though we may see the hardest of times, we can expect the best of things because it is our God who sits upon the throne. In a world of hardship, He has promised to be the divine provider. He has said, I have a plan for you. It is a plan not to harm you. It is a plan to give you a hope and a future. In a world of need, He has said, I am still the God that shall supply all of your needs according to my riches and glory. In a world of chaos and confusion, He said, I am the Prince of Peace, and my peace, not only do I give it unto thee, but it surpasses all understanding. You may be in a dry season today, but our God has said He would be a spring of living water for your thirsting soul. You may be walking through a dark valley, but the light of the world has promised that He'll be right beside you and He'll lead you every step of the way to the other side. You may be in a world of trouble, but He is a strong tower. He is a shield and He is a defense. In your day of adversity, He said, I'll be the rock of your salvation. I'll be the glory and the lifter of your head. My goodness and my mercy, they shall follow you all the days of my life. For even David himself declared, since the Lord is on my side, what can man do to me? Child of God, if you have a dream today, don't give up on the dream that God gave you. Businessman, don't quit pursuing the dream that He planted in you. Mother and father, continue to believe for the dream that He has in store for you. Young person, don't abandon the dream that He planted down deep in your soul, because God did not bring you this far to fail. He brought you this far to crown you. Dream a new dream and believe in a God who can never fail.
I am afraid that too many times we have put so much force on teaching you to be good. See that haven't taught you the power of good side. So if you take a tree seed and you put it in a 2-foot pot, that seed will never become the oak tree. That tree are capable becoming. Now check this out, and nothing wrong with the spirit. She just fell prey to the environment. The spirit will only grow when it is planted in something bigger than itself. Look at you and look at your innovation. Have you been positive, you are not spirit for God. Don't you allow your investment to discard the tree that you become. Take your spirit, get away for those people that's in your life that and doing nothing. Get away from them. Get away from them. I hate to do it. Make a list of who you with most and ask yourself the question,